Thanks so much for joining me for my top 10 favorites from January and February. As you know, I've been purchasing less, but selecting really excellent products to try. So I'm not trying everything, but I am trying things that are really interesting to me, things that offer new technology and maybe something I have not tried before. So starting with something that is new, it is definitely more on the pricier side. It's the Hermes foundation. And I did a wear test on this and I'm really impressed. So I actually have two different foundations on right now because there was another foundation that was also outstanding this month. And yeah, this month, actually, I tried it this month. This one, I can't remember if I tried it January or February, but I have been wearing it quite a bit since I got it. This is the Hermes Plein Air. This was in the works for a few years and they came out with this beautiful foundation. It is a next generation foundation. It is a foundation that gets results without seeing nor feeling it on the face, just seeing the results. Now it is a more polished look. It's not like a no makeup kind of look. The next one that I talk about is more of a no makeup kind of look, but you definitely have a polished, very natural, refined look on the face. It's a very elegant. It's a luminous matte foundation. So as you can see, it's not a flat matte, which if you're like me, started wearing makeup in the 80s, 90s, the matte look was very flat. It absorbed the light, but this is a luminous matte. So you can see that it reflects light really beautifully, no sparkly particles in there. I have mine in the shade 41N Cajou, and I was matched in store. So that helped quite a bit. I know that some of you let me know that you got a really good shade match using the tool on the Hermes site where it's an online virtual shade match, and the recommendation, I haven't tried it yet though, is to try it in natural light and with zero makeup on, and you got a really accurate shade match. So thank you for letting me know. I'll have to try it again. This is the shade Cajou. It looks too light, I know, but when you see it on the skin, you'll see how beautifully it meshes. I do prefer to go with a lighter tone if I'm in between, as long as the undertone is correct, because if it's too deep, it's too hard to correct. And if it's the wrong undertone, then it just doesn't work at all. So correct undertone. This is a neutral undertone. So they do have three undertones, which I really love as well. So lots of variation. And I think these probably stretch a little bit more in terms of the range that each shade can work on, which is great too. For me, this is buildable, but it looks best in a thin layer. Second favorite is the base product, which I used underneath. I haven't tried this with a wide range of foundations yet, but I do know that these two work really beautifully together. Just makes this foundation that much better. It's a nice hydrating, like skin perfecting kind of lightweight primer. It's really lovely. Again, it's one of those things that I can't really perceive in terms of the feeling on the skin, but you see a beautiful result. So I love this one as well. Now the brush, I had questions about this brush. This is my third favorite. It really works. Again, I think the primer and the brush should bring out the best in this foundation. So if you really want to maximize the foundation, the primer and the brush do that. The foundation is beautiful on its own, but this brush, I had a question, is there another brush that does the same job? And out of all my brushes, including Ray Morris brushes, which I love, I wasn't able to find one that exactly felt like this density. It's quite dense. And then I like this rounded angle here. It really allows you to get in the contours nicely, and it doesn't absorb product. So that's another reason why I think it maximizes this foundation. This will go longer because it won't be absorbed into the brush. Now, the brush that came to mind that's similar in a way is the BK Beauty HD 109 in terms of the size and then the angle of the brush, but it doesn't have the same dense feeling and it doesn't feel as smooth. It's very nice, but this is just, again, more elevated. So this is the closest one I could find. There's a larger size. The larger size is the 115 by BK Beauty. I have not found one that looks and behaves similarly. I'll keep looking though. But this is my third favorite. It really just makes makeup application faster, more flawless, all of those things. So I love this. Now on this side of my face, for my fourth favorite, I've really been enjoying the Supergoop, the new launch of the GLOWSCREEN Mineral SPF products, and they extended their range. So I actually wasn't familiar with this. You know, I love the MATTESCREEN, and I think I'll be using these more in the summer. This also has a shade extension on it. So I'll show you all of them. I've been using the lighter one actually under makeup, which is what I have under my makeup now. And I'll use it by itself. I'll kind of combine them sometimes. I like having all three, just depending on what I'm wearing. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Sheer Glow Skin Tints by Chantecaille, where there's a rose one, there's a gold one, and then there's a bronze one. I like mixing them together sometimes, or I like whatever the undertone is, depending on the rest of my makeup. So right here we have the lighter one, which is Sunrise, and then Golden Hour here. And then this one, this last one is Sunset. So this cooler tone is Sunset. And then we have the matte screen. So we have the original, this product right here. And if you like mineral sunscreen, that's why I've been testing those. I really like a mineral SPF. This is really great for more oily skin types, which I definitely am in the summer in the center. Okay, so we've got here the original, Golden Hour, and Sunset in the matte. So it's very similar. Cooler tone on the Sunset. Golden Hour has a golden tone, really beautiful. So I think it really comes down to skin type and also the finish that you want. One is of course matte, one is of course glowy. So it just depends. Again, I have the one that's got the glow screen underneath. The original, I have the shade Sunrise underneath. Works really well with makeup. The other foundation that I'm really loving is the Chantecaille Future Skin Gel in Nude. And this is new to me because I've used the previous version. I think I had the shade Cream because it was lighter. This is like the best shade match for me if you are more neutral toned and want like a peachier undertone, because this does a little bit of color correcting, brightens my skin a little bit. I can tend to go a little bit gray if it's too cool of an undertone, which is why I stay away from cooler undertones. But this is the shade and I have it on my skin. So the main difference between these two foundations, the Chantecaille Future Skin here and this one, is you can see Hermes is very polished yet natural looking. This one is just really natural looking in a very fresh kind of way. So it depends on what you like, but both of these foundations are really great for people who don't love foundation. I don't love foundation and I love both of these. Okay, and I didn't powder today. I just used I used a blush by Hermes. I have on Rose Pomade right now. In the Get Ready With Me, you'll see all the other products I have on my face. I don't have very many products on my face, but the ones that I have on, of course, you'll see them in action. Brush my hair really fast. This is a Mason Pearson brush, and I just went through it with a Dyson, and I didn't even put hairspray in it. So it kind of moves around a lot. Okay, the other thing, and let me talk about this before my hands get really dirty, are these. So these are my, I was gonna say Neely the other time. These are Jenni Kayne. These are the pants. Of course, I will show a styling with it because I love these. They're elastic, first of all. There's a little bit of linen in these, but they still have a beautiful sheen to them. I have the Demi pant, by the way, this is a Demi pant, in that shinier material that I wore all winter long, really easy to pack as well. These are the summer Demi pant. So again, with more linen, and this is the shade Seaside. It's a beautiful blue shade with a little bit of green. I paired it with my Hermes wrap. I guess that's what it is, the wrap that I have. And it's really easy to wear and I got compliments on it. So I love when I am able to look like I'm put together but feel like I'm wearing pajamas. That's my favorite thing. That's what this is. If you like that feeling and want to look pulled together and polished, I think it looks polished but still really comfortable. And I think it also, if you like this kind of makeup, you probably like that kind of look with your clothing as well. Just a very effortless, that's the word, effortless. This is all effortless makeup, effortless dressing. I have this lip on now. It's one of my favorites. It's the Jacanda lip by Chantecaille. It's a beautiful like mauvey shade. Your lips but better, your lips but better. But again, it's that polished, effortless, very easy to wear kind of product. Now this is a cooler tone. It's kind of mauvey here. Let me swatch it for you on my wrist so you can see. Looks like that. Very natural. The other one I've been pulling for, which is a little bit more color, is this one. And let me just remove this. This is by Hermes, and the shade is Rose Boise. Oh, by the way, if you do want to see the wear test on the Hermes foundation, I did one. It was like a 12+ hour wear test. It really did live up to the wear time. It looked beautiful. I did a workout, I took a shower, so it was exposed to heat, humidity, all of the things that it claims. Okay, and then this is the other lip that I was have been enjoying, because with my hair, anything more bold is a little bit a lot. So I'm trying to stick with more, they're very close to each other, a little bit brighter. I'm trying to stick to things that aren't as bold. Not that bold doesn't work. Actually, I did this in a video. It was like a more of a brick red. It was really beautiful, but this is the Hermes lip, one of my other favorite products. It's hydrating. It's got a more sheer appearance to it. Again, very polished, but very natural, very effortless. With this over here, I did use a tried and true concealer because it's very natural. I wanted to go with a very natural concealer. In fact, I think you can still see a little bit of like darkness there because I didn't use a heavy duty concealer. I used the like camouflage concealer in 4C. That's a favorite for many, many months. Not to take the place, but I only wanted to really feature 10. So these Chanel concealers, oh, let me show you. This is 4C. Even though it's not a technical favorite, I thought I'd show you for comparison purposes. I used it under the eye and my dark spots. And then we have here these Chanel. These are so good. These Chanel products, Ultra Latin. And I have BD41 and I have here Peach. So Peach for the dark spots, you can see the difference there. And then BD41 is very close to Cajou, which is N41N. Oh, is this BD41? I just noticed that. Concealer, different brand, is BD41. Puts it right there in that same range. So here's BD41. And then in the Get Ready With Me, I'll show you this compared to the foundation. They're very close in shades. Hopefully that helps in case you are BD41 and you're looking for your foundation shade in Hermes. And then here is the Peach. So those are the concealers. So what I was meaning to say is that these are excellent with the Hermes foundation. Now, I don't know anything about Hermes coming out with concealer. I'm of course going to be trying if they do, but these right here are amazing. They have a very similar luminous matte kind of finish and they play really well together. So I did a wear test with no concealer because I wanted to see how this worked, but these work well together as well. So if you're looking to do a very thin layer, very thin layer of foundation and then some concealer like I love when it's just a very natural foundation layer and then spot concealing. That's my favorite kind of way to do makeup. These are seamless together, so great combination. Also, I love these concealers, the Chanel concealers, with no foundation. That looks really beautiful. It looks beautiful with something like a Sheer Glow Skin Tint by Chantecaille. That works beautifully. So I didn't want to use it over here. It's a little bit too perfecting for the Future Skin Gel. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's nice and perfecting for sure. So if you're looking for a perfecting kind of concealer that's not going to look heavy on the skin, that will do a good job of being opaque enough for dark spots, definitely, like, these are one of my hardest working products that I've been using since I picked them up at the beginning of the year. Those are the 10 most outstanding products I've used so far this year for January and February. And I know that these are, like I said, a little bit more, maybe not a little bit more, they are definitely more on the high end side of pricing, but they also really deliver. So it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something to really perform, I have tested these. They are tried and true. And I hope it's helpful information if you are wondering what these products were like. And I think that's the main difference I see between these luxury beauty products and other products I've used, is that they do look better over time. So both of these foundations look better over time. They wear really well. They don't fall apart. I think it's really easy for makeup to look great first application and maybe like an hour or two, but then it starts to fall apart or something oxidizes. I'm not getting that with either of these foundations, and those are some of the more high price point products here are the base products, because I think they're really tested with the skin and different temperatures and climates, things like that. But those are my top 10 favorites, including the pants, for 2026 so far in the month of January and February. Please let us know what your favorites are. What have you discovered? I haven't tried everything, so let me know if there's something I'm missing, something that's new technology. I'd love to know. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And then the angle of the brush as well, but it, oh my gosh.